Although bats are very important to the ecosystem, 50% of all species are either threatened or declining. There are a lot of threats to bats, the number one threat being human interference. Deforestation, loss of habitat, urbanization, caving, improper guano mining, and fear. People poisoning, hunting, and killing bats because they think they're all harmful, which they are not. However, just in the past 4 years, two really big threats have come to threaten the bats even further. The biggest one of those is a disease called white nose syndrome. This disease was first discovered in 2004 in a cave in upstate New York. Today, that disease has spread all the way to Missouri and North Carolina. It's caused by a fungus called the Geomyces destruction. It grows on the face of the hibernating bats and causes them to itch and wake up out of hibernation during the winter. They will lose their body fat reserves and then either go out foraging for food in the winter and freeze, or they will simply die in the cave. In some caves, there's 95 to 100% mortality, and the disease itself has killed over 1 million bats in just 4 years. The other big threat to bats right now is wind energy. Although we love wind energy and wind turbines are a great thing, bats are attracted to them, and as they fly toward them, they get caught up in the swirl of the wind and often die of barotrauma, explosion of the lungs, as they get closer. Bats are critical to the ecosystem. Most of the North American bats are insectivores, eating tons of insects every night and saving the American farmers approximately $3.7 billion in lost crops and pesticides per year. That's a lot of pesticides not going into our air, water, and food. In other parts of the world, bats pollinate and they also disperse seeds. When the bats eat the fruit, they drop the seeds, which is really important to the regeneration of rainforest in tropical areas. There's a huge amount of crops that are dependent on bats for pollination, such as bananas, mangoes, and cashews. So as you can tell, without bats, the world would be a worse place. We really need them to keep our ecosystem in balance.